Hi everyone, my name is Moni.
And I'm Naveen from Before You Play.
And today we're going to be playing through a game that is coming to Kickstarter called From the Moon.
This game is designed by Johannes Goupy as well as Gilles Lasfargues and is published by Boîte de Jeu, who are helping sponsor this playthrough. In this game, Monique and I are going to be competing because humans have ruined Earth and now we got to found new colonies somewhere else in the solar system.
That's right. We're going to be sending out our rovers to collect resources and then using those resources to complete missions to Titan, Europa, or Mars. This game plays 1 to 4 players in about 90 minutes. And so today, as per usual, we are going to start with a teach of the game and then go straight into our 2-player playthrough. If you'd like to jump around, we'll include timestamps in the description below.
Now, we do have to mention this is a prototype copy of the game, so things are subject to change in the future, and that could include some rules, so you could always check out the campaign, which is linked in the description down below. Lastly, if you like these kind of videos and you want to see more in the future, please consider subscribing.
And with that, we are ready to begin. So if you please direct your attention to the center of the table, we're all set up here for our 2-player game of From the Moon. Welcome to space.
Space.
The moon.
The moon, yep.
Now, just to kind of give you the lay of the land, each player is a member of their own unique faction. And so we have asymmetric factions. We're going to be discussing what they do before we start the game.
Sure.
But each player also has their own player boards or lunar bases that we are going to be trying to build up in order to be more efficient and send out our 3 rovers onto the moon's surface. In doing so, we're going to be collecting resources in order to turn them in for different missions that are on these 3 different mission boards. As soon as all 3 of these missions have been launched, or somebody reaches off the end of the progress track, that'll end the game, and then we go into final scoring, and whoever has the most points wins. Now, the way that the game works is players are going to be taking turns, taking 1 action each until one of those 2 endgame triggers has been met. So there are no set rounds. We pretty much just keep on going until the end of the game. Now, on your turn, there are 6 different types of actions that you can take, but remember, you're only choosing 1. They're all sort of laid out on your player board, so we're going to go ahead and start with the main type of action, which is sending out one of your 3 rovers onto the surface to take actions. Now, each player has 3 different rovers at their disposal, and each rover has space for up to 3 astronauts. We each start the game with 1 astronaut of each color. Naveen is also going to start the game with an extra gray one because that is part of his asymmetric faction. And over the course of the game, you'll have the opportunity to recruit more astronauts. But for now, this is what we have. So when sending out your rovers, you're going to choose one of the ones that you have available, and you're going to send it to an unoccupied terrain tile. So it has to be empty. So let's say, for example, I choose this rover and I place it here. Then for each astronaut that you have in that rover, you get to assign them a task. And so a task is going to be either picking up one of the resource cubes that are on that terrain tile. And if you do this, the cube color has to match the color of the astronaut that you're assigning that task to. So because I have a blue astronaut, they can only pick up blue resources, which is water. And while we're on the topic of resources, there are 4 main types of resources that we're going to be collecting. We have water, we have gray steel, these black polymer cubes that are for the black colored astronauts, and then we also have food, which is the green cubes. And so we don't have any green astronauts. They're not going to be one of the resources that you'll find on the terrain tiles, only one of the 3 other colors.
Food is not a natural resource you're just going to dig up on the moon.
Right, that's right. The other task option is you can have the astronaut activate the terrain tile action. And so for this, it's going to be spending 1 energy to take one of these laboratory tiles here.
These tiles we'll explain in a little bit, but that's essentially how this works.
Yes, that's right. And by the way, energy is the 5th type of resource. We're just not going to be collecting it like cubes. The way that energy works is each player has a maximum amount of energy capacity, and that's going to be dependent on which faction you're playing as. Because I'm the Cylons, I only have 3 capacity for now.
Right.
Anytime you spend energy, you're just going to go down on that meter. There are also going to be ways throughout the game that you can increase that maximum. For example, this terrain hex over here, when you take the action of the terrain tile, it'll allow you to gain an energy and increase the capacity of your energy bar by 1. Over the course of the game, you'll also have the opportunity to create specialist astronauts. And whenever that happens, you're going to take one of these specialist star chits, and you're going to place it in the backpack of your astronauts to indicate that astronaut specifically is a specialist. And what makes specialists unique is when you send out the rover that has one of them in there, you get to assign that specific astronaut 2 tasks instead of just 1. Now, I just want to note that regardless of how many astronauts you have in the rover, the terrain action can only be taken once per rover. So even though this blue astronaut is a specialist, I could not do this action twice when sending out that rover. What I can do, though, that that is unique to specialists as well is there are these specific specialist actions depending on the color of the specialist. And these are randomized every game. And so for our game, specifically for the Black Astronaut Specialists, you can take 1 food per building that is orthogonally or diagonally adjacent to that rover or to that specialist. For the blue specialists, you get 1 energy for each orthogonally adjacent enemy rover. So if it looked like this and my blue astronaut was a specialist, I can take 2 energy by using the specialist task.
And again, getting energy is any depleted batteries would go up in that kind of bar.
And finally, for the gray specialists, you get to take a resource for each orthogonally adjacent of your own rovers.
Yep.
And these specialist actions are maximum once per specialist whenever you send out a rover.
Yeah, because every specialist can do 2 actions, so they cannot do this twice.
Exactly. Now let's just go ahead and go over these terrain tile actions, just so we know what we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
So some of these terrain tiles are going to get us resources. They're very straightforward. This one will get you 2 food. This will get you basically 1 of any type of the 4 cubes. Yeah, it's wild. And food, by the way, will be for feeding our astronauts, as you'll see later. This terrain will allow you to upgrade one of your greenhouse tiles, which will also make sense later. This one will allow you to spend an energy in order to specialize one of your astronauts. So that is one of the ways in which you can get these out. There's another action will allow you to do that as well. And these 3 terrain tiles give you the main action of the game, which is going to be gaining approval for one of the 3 missions that we have here. And so whenever you take one of these actions, they basically give you an option between 2 of the missions. So this one is either the yellow or red. This one is going to be either the white or yellow.
There you go.
You're going to choose one of them, and you're either going to construct or improve one of the mission tiles. So say, for example, I went here, and I decide to construct on the red planet here, which I think is Mars.
Yeah, Mars.
Constructing will allow me to build one of the actual mission tiles that you see here. And in order for me to do that, I just have to spend the resources that are on the tile itself. Sometimes it'll require you to spend more things than just your standard resources. For example, here, you have to give up a gray specialist in order to build that. And on the right-hand side, it tells you how many points you're going to score immediately for building that mission tile. So if I were to build this, I would get 7 points.
Right.
And then the mission tile would go in front of me because as soon as all 3 of these mission tiles, all the mission tiles on the mat are constructed, then the mission launches, you flip this over, and whoever has a majority of the mission tiles, whoever constructed a majority of them basically, gets the higher number of points, which in our game is going to be 9 points for this specific mission. And that is how all 3 of the different missions works. Now, instead of constructing, you can improve one of the parts that don't have a tile on them. It works very much the same way. I would spend the resources that are to the left and score the points to the right. When improving, you actually place one of your markers on that part because each part can only be improved upon once. And so for the parts that have these mission tiles on them, if I were to say construct this, now this part can be improved upon. So it can basically be you can basically earn points for it twice, if that makes sense.
Yeah, think of it thematically. These ships need to be built, but then those components can be improved.
Yes, that's right. Now, specifically when improving a part here, you also get to do a special research action, which basically allows you to spend 2 energy to take one of these laboratory tiles. But again, we'll talk about the significance of those later.
Sure.
Now, the rest of the action types that we'll be able to take basically help us become more efficient, right?
Yeah, so this action here, this is called developing your greenhouses. These are going to be very important because you're going to have to feed your people at the end of every single recall phase. We'll talk about recall in a second. But the way this basically works is in a 2-player game, we have access to these 2 stacks. Now, only one is going to come cheap for us. So the way this works is you take this action, you're going to spend a water and a polymer to take from one of these 2 stacks. And if you take from here, there's no additional cost. Anybody who wants to take a greenhouse will have to pay 2 energy additionally. So let's say I take this, I'm going to place it down at the bottom portion of my board here. In income phase, I'm going to be able to get a free plant or free food. In the future, as you start to collect more of these greenhouses, you're going to be able to get the benefit that's depicted below the second you put something on top of it. When also taking this action, you have the option of spending a water to flip over that greenhouse that you just placed or any other greenhouse that you have on your board to the opposite side, which will then net you 2 food during every income phase. And this can be both done on the same turn. So this is not an or, this is an and or symbols over here.
Right.
The next type of action you can take is developing your team. This is how you get more astronauts out onto your rover to take more actions. Essentially what you're going to be doing, if you're going to create or hire a new astronaut, you're going to spend one of your energy and then choose one from the far left column. So let's say I wanted this blue one, I would spend my 1 energy, and then I could either place it out into a rover that has not been deployed or into a rover that has been deployed earlier. It's up to me. If ever I pull an astronaut from the second column, I'm going to gain 1 point immediately. And if from the third column, I'm going to get 1 achievement from the supply. These achievements are worth 1 point each, and whoever has the most achievements at the end of the game is going to score 16 points, and the second most is only going to get 8.
Yes, but the second most is only in games of 3 or more players.
Yes.
So it's a 2-player game. We're only going to go for first.
Yeah. And the other thing you can do here is you can convert one of your astronauts into a specialist. So depending on which astronaut you're trying to convert, you're going to go ahead and pick from that particular row. So in this case, I would be taking and making a blue specialist. Spend 1 food and 2 energy to do this. And you can only do this 1 time, by the way, in this entire action row.
Yes, when taking this action, you can recruit 1 astronaut and /or develop a specialist.
Right. Yeah, you're not allowed to take this action twice or this one twice.
All right, moving on to the next type of action, which is constructing a building. So each player has the exact same 6 identical small buildings. These are sort of randomized during setup, but when playing the game, each player has to have the same set that are out. And so taking this action will allow you to construct either a small building or a large building. And so the large building offerings are on the main board here, and the number of them that you have out are dependent on player count. Because it's a 2-player game, we will only ever have 3 of these. We each also have a large building that is unique to our faction. And so these do not come pre-built. We have to build them if we want to put them into play. For the large buildings, the cost that you have to turn in to build it is on the tile itself. So it usually costs a lot of different resources, but they're pretty strong. And for the small buildings, it's going to be dependent on its level. And so all of the resource costs are on the level itself. These small buildings will gain you a benefit that you get every time you collect income. And so if I were to build this one, I would place it on the left side of my board. And every time I collect income, I would also gain a resource of my choice. Now, when building these buildings, you're going to place your marker in one of the spaces that are on the actual terrain hexes in the in-between. Like here, the outside in-betweens are also valid. And afterwards, you immediately get to activate one of the adjacent hexes. So if I really need to take an action in that moment, that is a way to do it. Large buildings work pretty much the same way when building them, but the difference is they'll either give you an ongoing ability, which is what I have here for my own personal building, or it'll give you points that you score at the end of the game. That's why there is an hourglass symbol on them. Next, we have developing your research. And so now we're finally going to discuss these laboratory tiles. When taking this action, you can spend 1 polymer to take a laboratory tile and /or spend a steel, polymer, and energy to take one of these foundation tiles that we both start the game with. And so the way that these laboratory tiles work, by the way, is you also have to spend an additional amount of energy to purchase these depending on where they are in this in each row. So the bottom 2 do not require any extra charge, but the middle row requires an additional energy, and the very topmost row here requires you to spend 2 additional energy. Let's start with the foundation tiles, actually. If I were to purchase one of these, the very first one that you have has to start in the top row here. But starting with the second one, when you place it onto the side of your board, it just has to be connected to two laboratory spaces, essentially. So I could either place it like this, or I could either place it like this. And so over the course of the game, you might be acquiring more of these, but there's a maximum size of 4 by 3. Basically, you cannot grow bigger than that. Now, when acquiring laboratory tiles, you're going to place it on one of these available spaces. So you have to have space for it. If you were to choose to place it in a bottom row, then you also get an achievement for doing so. And after you place it, you then get to activate the tile, as well as all laboratory tiles that are in its column and its row. So there's a sort of spatial abstract part of this planning. We'll discuss what all the benefits are as we play the game, but just as an example, this will allow me to take either a food or an astronaut. So that can be quite strong depending on when you utilize it. A majority of these are very straightforward, but just so you know, The ones that have to do with mission approvals, like these actions, will typically either give you an option for construction or for improving. If it gives you specifically the blue wrench, that means you can only use it to construct a mission tile or a mission part, I guess.
Yep.
A ship part. Whereas if it has the orange wrench, you can only use it to improve. So that is essentially how that goes. And that is actually all of the main types of actions that we're going to be taking in the game. The final action type is really just recalling your rovers and taking your income. So you can only take this action if all 3 of your rovers are on the terrain hexes. You cannot prematurely recall them. But say mine are,
Sure.
Then I can take this action to recall them. I would literally take them all off the board and back to my side of the player board. And then I would collect all of my income. So that's going to be any food that I have from any greenhouses, any of my small building tiles that I've built, I would gain that income at that point. And then I would also fill my energy to its maximum capacity.
Recharge.
Yes. Now, I do want to note that on your turn, there are 2 different types of free actions that you might want to take before recalling.
Totally.
And they are listed here. You can at any time spend 2 energy for 1 food or 2 food for 1 energy. So you might want to do those conversions before recalling your rovers.
Yeah, knowing that you're going to get your full capacity. If you have any multiples of 2 energy, you're probably going to want to turn it into food because some of these tiles out here require food.
And because after you collect all of your income, you then have to feed your astronauts. So each astronaut requires 1 food for you to spend. And for each astronaut that you cannot feed, it's -3 points.
Yeah.
And that can take you into the negatives. So you have to be very cautious of that. Now, in taking this action, you also progress along the progress track. Each progress tile shows a specific action type that you can do in order to earn an achievement token. So for the first round or so, I guess there's no rounds, but before anybody recalls again, then it's every time you get a greenhouse, you get an achievement.
Yeah.
Once I get here, then now it's every time I improve a part on a ship, I get an achievement. And so these are going to change depending on where you are in the game. And that's essentially it. As soon as all 3 of these missions have been launched, or as soon as somebody moves off the progress track completely, that is going to trigger the end of the game. And you essentially finish out so that everybody has the same number of turns. Yep. And then you go into endgame scoring. The first thing that happens is the player who has the most number of achievements will get 16 points in a 2-player game. The next thing is for the player who has made the most improvements across all 3 missions. And so we're basically going to be counting our markers
cubes,
on specifically the improvements. That player will get 6 points. We'll also get 1 point for every 2 leftover resources that we have, and they don't have to match. We will also get 1 point for each of our achievements that we just have. And then any of our large buildings that have this endgame scoring, we will calculate at that point. And then whoever has the most points wins. So that is essentially how you play from the moon. We're just going to go ahead and get cleaned up, and then we'll get started with our playthrough.
Okay, we have reset everything. We just have to figure out who's going to go first and also discuss who our asymmetric characters are.
Other evens?
Okay, let's do it.
What would you like?
I'll go evens.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Odds. Monique.
It is me. I'm going to be going first today.
Okay.
And I am going to be playing as the Cylons.
Okay.
So my asymmetric ability is I don't have to feed my astronauts, which is really nice.
That's really nice.
But the problem here is every time I recruit an astronaut, I have to pay an additional surcharge of 1 energy and 1 steel.
Okay.
So it's quite expensive for me to recruit additional astronauts. And that includes any time I gain an astronaut for free, I still have to pay that.
Gotcha.
So my special building, my large building here, will basically allow me to specialize an astronaut every time I gain a battery capacity.
Yeah, so anytime you add a battery, you're going to gain a specialist.
If I build this.
If you build it.
But requiring, or when I put this into play, I have to spend a battery to do it.
Okay.
So there's that.
Interesting. Today, I'm going to be playing as the workers, and my asymmetric ability is anytime I perform the upgrade, I get to gain any type of resource of my choice. I do have to have the resources in order to upgrade it, so I can't just say the thing I'm getting is a freebie, right?
Yeah.
So I would have to need like the steel and the food and then get something back of my choice. In my building here, anytime I have my 3 rovers that are kind of adjacent to each other, then I'm going to gain 3 energy. So that gets kind of strange because once you have your 3 rovers out there, if I recall, then that 3 energy I have is not going to be very useful.
You
so
can
we'll
convert
see.
it to food.
I can convert it to food or build a building before going into it. So
Yeah,
I have to kind of figure out how to
that's
get in that. And my starting resources, I get 3 food, 1 polymer, 2 water. I also get 1 of these tiles, I like most players do. And of course, like Monique said in the teach, I get 1 gray astronaut in addition.
That's so
meaning
nice.
I'm on the hook for 4 food, but they only gave me 3 to start.
Right. I forgot to mention my starting stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I start with 1 of each type, which is a steel, polymer, and water, and 1 of these. And that's it. I don't have much energy.
No.
But the ability to not have to feed my astronauts is quite strong, so I'm really not complaining.
You mentioned energy. Also, one of my starting was I get an additional battery.
Yes, that's nice.
That's right.
So I think that's pretty much it. We are ready to begin for the first round or so, or the first phase
First
of our
turn.
game.
Let's call it turn.
Yeah. Every time you get a greenhouse, that is going to earn you an achievement.
Okay.
So, are you ready to begin, Naveen?
I am ready. Let's do it.
All right. Turn 1. Here we go. I'm going to start by sending out a rover.
Okay.
It's not the most efficient, but I want to secure this. So I'm going to send out this rover onto this terrain tile.
Wow.
I only have 1 astronaut here, which means I can only take complete one task,
Sure.
which is going to be the terrain hex task. This is going to allow me to take a new battery capacity. So this is going to increase me to 4,
Okay.
and it gains me an energy. So now I'm at 4.
You're like me.
That's essentially it. So now it goes back to you.
Okay, I'm also going to send out a rover, and I think I'm going to squat on this spot right over here.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go and send this gray one here and just pick up the steel with that gray astronaut. So
Okay.
real simple.
Back to me already.
Yep.
So the whole reason why I wanted to go here is for this next action, I'm going to go and build a building already. I'm going to build a small building.
Okay.
You don't have to build it in this order, but you do have to pay the resources above. So I'm building this one right here.
Oh, wow.
So this is going to cost 4 energy. It's all my energy, a steel, and a water. And I'm going to go ahead and place this over here. So I'm going to leave my rovers over here.
Very nice.
So this is going to allow me to make a specialist every time I gain income. And I get to put out one of my small building tiles and gain the effect of a hex here. I'm going to go here. And I'm just going to take this action again.
Interesting.
So another battery and an energy. Because when I take income, this is going to refill.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a lot. Okay,
That's good.
that's it.
Okay, I'm going to take this worker over here, and we're going to go onto this spot. I'm not going to use the black astronaut to pick up the polymer.
Okay.
I'm actually going to take a wild resource of my choice.
What would you like?
I'm going to take steel.
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 There you
I
go.
need it to build buildings.
You have so many resources.
I do.
Oh, wow.
I do.
For my next action, I think I'm just going to send out a rover again.
Okay.
And this time I'm just going to use the gray astronaut to pick up the steel.
Picking up stuff, huh?
Picking up some stuff.
Okay, so I will not be sending out a rover.
Okay.
I am going to do our very first achievement.
Oh.
Seeing that I need to feed 4 and I only have 3 food.
Taking a greenhouse?
It's time to get a greenhouse. Yeah, so I'm going to be taking this action here. I'm going to spend 1 water, 1 polymer,
Okay.
and then I'm going to take the one that is free
Free.
and doesn't have the surcharge.
Yeah.
And this one's just going to come on in right over there. And I
Nice.
am not going to be taking this action because water is needed to do some other things.
Plans. I see. Well, seeing as I only have 1 energy, building that building was very energy expensive.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this action.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend 1 polymer to take a laboratory tile. And I think I'm going to take this one.
It has to be that one, right?
One of these 2.
Well, because, you have 1 energy. That's right.
Yeah, 1
I
energy.
see. Uh-huh.
But I'm taking this one, and this essentially allows me to take either a food or recruit an astronaut. Now, this is not free for me. I still have to pay that.
Right.
Because I'm a Cylon.
Yeah, you are.
So I am going to do it, though.
Okay.
I just have to pay that 1 last energy and a steel. So that's why I needed to pick up the steel first.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to recruit an astronaut and...
And you don't have to feed this astronaut. That's what's nice about
Yes,
your Cylon.
I don't have to feed them. They are Cylons. So I think I'm going to recruit a gray astronaut since I really need a lot of steel to continue to recruit.
Sure, yeah.
And I'm definitely going to put the astronaut in
Where it has not been.
the rover, where it has not been deployed yet.
Sure.
And I believe that's it. So that will immediately slide down.
Yeah, that's right. So these come down, and you can always see
Yes.
kind of the next one on deck.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's a little bit cheaper.
Whoa, there we go. Very nice.
Okay.
Okay, the next action I'm going to try to take is I'm going to send this rover onto this slot right here.
Okay.
The gray astronaut is going to get me that steel.
Okay.
And the blue astronaut is going to do what's on the tile. Now, this says, oh, by the way, when I took this, that was an achievement.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
I mentioned achievement and I didn't take it. There you go.
Sorry.
So that's going to be worth 1 point at the end of the game. And again, whoever has the most achievements is going to get 16 points. So it's definitely something you want to do.
Not good.
Okay, so the blue astronaut is now going to convert this particular greenhouse into a double greenhouse.
Nice.
So now I will definitely be able to feed because I'm on the hook for, like I said, for 4. So I'm going to get 1, 2 during income, and then I have 3, 4, 5. So should be good.
All right. Back to me. I have 0 resources.
Yep.
I don't have any more energy. I have literally nothing. So I'm just going to be setting up my rover.
Okay.
And honestly, nowhere is really good. So I'm going to send my rover here because I at least can send my gray rover to pick up the steel.
Yep.
The blue rover, what happens here is if you take an action that gives you an approval for a mission, and you either cannot take the action or you choose not to, then you get a victory point instead.
Nice.
So I'm sending my blue astronaut onto the task
To not do a task.
to not do that.
Gotcha.
So I get 1 victory point for that.
And that is only for these 3 tiles. It's not like one of us can go here and be like, I'm not going to take the action there for a point.
It's just approvals for missions.
Right.
All right, so that is me. Back to you.
Okay, the next action, I was a little jealous of Monique. She was able to get this one where you basically get a passive specialist every single recall action.
Building a building, are you?
So I'm gonna spend all 4 of my energy, so 4 down to nothing.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna spend my steel and my last remaining water, which is why I didn't want to flip this way.
Okay.
Okay, and then this is the one I'm gonna be putting out. So this one is gonna come on over here.
Where would you like to place your building?
Yeah, so you took a really nice spot over there.
Well, this is also valid.
It is.
You can if you really want to take that action. And by the way, these are set up according to player count. So these are the 2-player tiles, and you randomly place them in this grid.
Yeah, 3 by 3, you shuffle them up, and then they just kind of come out this way. So, all right, so I'm going to put this one here, and I'm going to take 2 food.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
That way I can just have enough food going into the next round.
Really stockpiling there.
Well, some of these things require food.
Yes, it's true.
And then, I'd like to have a lot of food on hand.
Yeah, who doesn't, right? Like that's
the Cylons don't really.
All right, well, it's back to me, and I'm going to be recalling because it is that time.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and take my rovers back. I also collect some income, so now I get to make a specialist. And, might as well make one of my grays a specialist, right?
Okay. So a gray specialist means anytime you are next to your own rover, you're going to get a resource of your choice.
Ah, that's nice.
That is
so
nice.
I'm debating, do I make this lone ranger over here a specialist, or do I make the rich richer on that rover? I'm going to go with the lone astronaut there.
Makes sense.
So this fits into its backpack in a cute way. And that's it for that. So that's really all the income I get.
Okay.
So now my energy goes back up to max. I don't have to feed because, again, we are Cylons, but I do move up on the progress track.
Okay.
So now I'm going to earn achievements if I improve ship parts. We also refill this. So now there's another one there that's for free.
And we also are going to get 2 resources on every single tile. Each tile can only hold a max of 4. So if we ever get to that point, then we will just refill up to its max.
Right. And the way that you see that is on the progress tile itself at the top left-hand corner. There's a number. And so that says 2. All right. And just like that, we are fully restocked. So that is it for me. That is your entire action. So now it goes back to you, Naveen, for your turn.
I think I might have to do the same thing.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and recall. I'm not going to take any more actions. I'm not going to convert any of my food into energy to do other things. So let's go ahead and recall right now. So we are going to take these back. All right. And then I get a bunch of stuff. So I get 2 food.
Okay.
I also make a specialist. So I'll take 2 food, please.
There you go.
Maybe I should have converted it into energy. No, it's okay. And then the specialist I'm going to make is going to be also a gray one. So let's go ahead and take it down. There you go.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put it on my lone one as well because I'd like to have 2 actions with that individual.
Okay.
All right.
So fully max out your energy.
We are back to max.
And then you are also going to progress here.
Yes.
Nothing else happens because I've already progressed first. But
before that happened, I am actually supposed to feed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. The specialist part does not matter on food. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, they're still the same
Same
type of
person. They're better.
All right, so we're beginning the next leg here. Time to actually do some stuff, right?
Yes.
We're getting achievements for improving our ship parts, so we should probably be looking at what those ships
I definitely
need.
want to be doing that as a worker.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to start by sending out my rover with 2 astronauts here to this spot.
Just getting
And
stuff.
I'm just going to get the gray and the blue, one for each
Yeah, that's a good
astronaut.
spot. There's an equivalent spot. Equivalent. We're going to go here, and I too will do the exact same thing. I want stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to do this now. I feel like it's early. It's like right in that early point where if I don't do it, then you shouldn't do it at all. I'm going to build my big building. So this is my faction-specific one that allow me to specialize every time I gain a battery.
Sure.
And it's going to cost me 4 energy. So 5 minus 4 is 1.
Okay.
And then a steel, a blue. And it requires me to sacrifice one of my battery tiles here.
Goodbye.
So this is going away. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and place this here, which is going to allow me to place this out. And then I will be able to take an adjacent terrain's action. And so, of course, I'm going to go here, right? And I'm going to take this action, which gets me a battery, gets me an energy that I deeply need now that I've done that. And because I got a battery, I'm going to specialize one of my folks. Because this astronaut's already specialized, I'm going to go with this one.
Yeah.
So this is my black astronaut.
And that's what the building that she just built allows her to do.
Yes. Every time I gain a battery capacity, I get to do the specialized. And specializing doesn't come with any extra costs, unlike recruiting an astronaut because of my Cylon.
And don't forget to grab your achievement. Anytime you build one of these bigger buildings, you get achievement.
Thank you.
That kind of chalice cup.
Yes, thank you.
Gotta keep it right.
All right, back to you. And by the way, because we didn't go over these, at the end of the game, for these 3 large building tiles, they'll score you points. Looks like it's 3 points for every actual ship part that you've constructed. This is 4 points for each upgraded greenhouse. And this is 2 points for each of these tiles that you have.
Right. Well, I think I'm going to move this rover into this slot here, knowing that you have that building. I have to try as much as possible to not let you get everybody into a specialist role.
I knew you would do that.
So I think I will take the printed action, and I'm going to take a battery and then increase my energy for doing so. Let's do it. There we go.
All right, for my next action, I'm going to send out another rover.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to go with this one here. Because this black astronaut is a specialist, I get to assign them 2 tasks.
Sure.
The first task is going to be its specialist task, which is 1 food for each of my buildings that I'm adjacent to.
Okay.
So I get 1 food.
Nice.
And then the second task is going to be activating the approval terrain tile. I'm going to make an improvement on the red planet over here.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to go with this improvement.
Yeah, that's the one that you have stuff for.
Yeah.
Ah,
Food and steel.
great.
So there's that. Here's a cube. So now this can be improved no longer. That's going to score me 3 points
So I'll get that
immediately.
for you. So you go from 1 to 4. Very good.
I get an achievement, which I need to remember that now.
Achievement because we're in this section.
Yes. And I also can take a special research action by spending 2 energy. I can take any of those 6 laboratory tiles, which I should probably do, right?
Sure.
I'm just going to do it. Oh, it's so much energy.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this one.
Yeah.
So
It's a good looking one.
it's basically going to give me my stuff back. So I'm going to place it here. You can activate the tiles in any order of your choosing, but since they're in the same row, I get to activate both.
Okay.
And basically going to take a steel and a food because I don't have enough resources to recruit another astronaut.
Right.
So here's my steel and my food.
Yeesh.
Okay. So that's me. Back to you.
I feel like I'm behind. I really wanted that spot.
Uh-oh.
The reason why I would want it is because I have the gray specialist. Gray specialist going here says for every adjacent rover of yours, you get a resource.
I did not, that was not influencing my decision, just so you know.
But I have to put them out before the gray one because then how else are you going to get the benefit? You know?
Right.
I'm going to go and plop myself over here
Okay.
because there's no other gray cubes out there for you to grab.
Right.
Maybe you have something else that you can do. But I will go here with a specialist gray. So the first action I'm going to take.
The first task.
So this is interesting because Gray cannot pick up black,
Correct.
but if I use my specialist action here, I am adjacent to one of mine.
Yes.
So I will pick up one black resource, which is the polymer.
So you're activating your specialist
I'm activating it, yeah.
action. All right, there you go.
And then for the second action, I could do it technically a second time by getting a second one by taking this action that's here, the terrain, yeah.
Task.
So I will go ahead and do that. Can I
Okay.
have a black one as well?
All right, there you go.
Perfect, thank you.
So you just block that spot to block it.
Well, no, because I had no access to this, so.
Oh, I see.
needed
Yeah,
it,
yeah, you're right.
And also block it,
By the way.
by the way.
All right, well, back to me. Having no energy is severely limiting, I will say.
Mm-hmm.
I have to send out this rover because you cannot recall until all of your rovers are on the map.
Yeah, so you might as well go somewhere and you can pick up a point, right?
I can, which is probably what I'm going to have to do.
Yeah.
But also, this gray astronaut's a specialist, so if I go adjacent to one of my own,
Right here.
yeah, it's looking right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go here. 2 tasks. The first task is activating the tile, but I cannot do
Contribute.
that.
Yeah.
So I get a point,
Okay.
please.
I'll get you.
And then for my second task, I'm going to activate their specialist action. Since I am adjacent to one of my rovers, I get to take 1 resource.
Now the question is,
Mm-hmm.
could you do that first, get the resource to then go and contribute?
Yeah, I could,
Okay,
which
so,
is a good point.
yeah.
Hold on.
So I'm going to take your point back real quick.
Okay.
Okay. And then you can only contribute to these 2.
Right.
Okay.
You know, I will do that.
Yeah.
For the first task, I will do this, and I'm going to take a resource, which is going to be water.
Water.
And then for the second task, I'm going to construct. So I'm
Okay.
not going to get an achievement for this, but I'm going to construct on the blue planet
I'm
up
assuming
there.
this one right here,
Yes.
blue and green.
Yeah,
Okay, so you're going to turn in your blue and green,
yeah, blue and green.
food and water.
Oops. Yeah, food and water. It's 3 points
3 points
immediately.
to you.
And so I go up to 7. And the thing that's nice
Interesting.
is whoever has the majority there gets 15 points. It's the most lucrative of the 3 missions.
Yeah, this is only if all of these get taken.
Yes.
Okay,
Right. It's only if they all get taken, then
Right. that scores.
that mission launches.
Right.
So I believe that's it.
Okay, so I have all my rovers out, but I still have resources and stuff to do. So
Yeah,
let's.
you have a ton of energy.
Yeah. So I would like to do an improvement.
Okay.
And the only way to do that is by getting a building into a slot that allows me to. So I'm going to build a
Well,
building first.
That's not, an improvement.
Yeah, an improvement.
Because if you were to build these laboratory tiles, this is specifically construction. So you are correct.
Yeah, because I want to get the achievement. I have to keep up with you on achievements. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna build this one. This one just gets you as income, just an ongoing, just 1 resource of your choice at the time.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna build that one. It's gonna cost me 3 energy, so 5 down to 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna cost me 1 of these steel, so that steel goes out.
Okay.
And then now I've constructed this. This is gonna come into my employee right there. And then this, I am going to plop on down. I believe I'm going to do it here. So that way I can take the action that's associated here. And I'm going to be contributing to an improvement of one of these.
Okay.
And I kind of like the one that you opened up.
Oh, okay. So you're basically doing the same thing.
Yeah, but improving upon what you created.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put out one of my cubes.
Uh-huh.
Onto this spot right here, and then I'm going to spend my water and one of my very valuable food.
Yep.
Ugh,
That's right.
doesn't feel good.
But you get how many points? 3?
I get 3. You know what? Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna do this one instead. Can I have the food back?
Yeah. So
It
you
gets
just
you a little bit more points.
you have to pay a steel and a polymer.
Steel and polymer instead. There we go.
There you go. Okay.
And that's going to get me 8 points. 8 points is depicted there.
8 points?
Yeah.
Wow. What?
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, wait a second, wait. Food is needed for me and I get more points that way. So, yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay.
8 points. I do get an achievement for doing this because I'm also in this column.
You do.
So that's an achievement.
And you can also do a special research.
Yes.
If you want to spend 2 energy. Would you like one of those tiles?
Well, I do have 2 energy.
Yeah. Keep in mind that 3 of these tiles will require you to spend an additional energy in
Right.
order for you to actually activate it.
So I'm going to spend that. And then everything, these 3, like you said, cost energy.
Yeah.
And I can't really contribute to these right now. I'm going to just take this one right here.
Okay.
This one allows me to either get 2 points or 1 energy. I'm going to take 2 points right now. So
Nice.
might as well.
Oh, no.
Hopefully I can use that
The
a lot.
spread.
I gotta keep
fear
the spread.
spread.
Gotta keep it going. All right, that's me. And I have to slide this down, so
Oh,
let's see
yes.
what's next.
That gets refilled immediately.
Immediately.
All right.
Ooh.
So it goes back to me. I have 0 energy. I have 1 steel to my name.
Okay.
And I really don't think I can get anything with that. So I think it's going to be a recall time.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So let's do it. I'm going to go ahead and recall my rovers.
They're coming back.
I am going to collect my income,
Okay.
which again is just another specialist. Ooh, I'm thinking I specialize my blue person,
Okay.
my blue astronaut, because that way I have 1 of each type now. I can use all 3 of these things are at my disposal.
Yeah, that's good.
Which is nice. I'm going to max out my energy. Again, I do not have to feed Cylons. And then I'm going to progress up here. Now I get an achievement every time I put out a building, which might not happen at all.
Okay.
We'll see. These are really expensive.
Yeah.
In addition, oh, well, no, this is already refilled. So I think we just now refill the resources.
It looks like 2 more.
2 more resources will go on top.
Be
Some of these are
pretty
just going to get
abundant.
maxed out.
Yep.
All right, we are fully restocked, and it looks like a lot of our terrain hexes here are extremely equipped
That's good.
with resources. So
Needed.
it's time to pick some stuff up. And that's it for me.
Okay. All right, so it's going to be my turn. I think I'm going to recall. I could technically get one of these tokens by spending this polymer, but it's so hard to come by. And all of these cost energy. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and recall.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and pluck myself back. 1, 2, and then 3. And then now I get a couple things. I get to create a specialist.
Yeah.
And I get a resource of my choice.
Yes.
The resource of my choice. There's so much blue out there. Oh.
Would you like blue?
I mean, the only way I can build this is by having a blue, or these is by having blue. I think I'm going to go with steel. Let's get steel, if you don't mind.
All right. There you
Let's
go.
take Steel. Thank you.
And who are you going to specialize?
So this one right here really wants me to be next to my own building. Seeing as I have buildings here, this is kind of nice if I go here or here. That would be something good for me. So let's go ahead and I'm going to specialize the black astronaut. So this one's going to come on down and go into his little backpack. Perfect.
Very good.
All right. And then my income, I also get 2 food, which I'm going to have to end up feeding. So I owe 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 food coming in.
Okay.
Plus 2 right there. So
Yep.
I'll just kind of jump the gun there just
Don't
a little
forget to
bit.
max.
And then, yeah, we're going to max.
Your energy.
And I think that's
you too
everything.
progress forward. So
Yes.
now you, if you build buildings, I think that's everything.
That's it. Yep.
All right, back to me. It is tempting to try to do other things first, but you recalled just now. So this is the time to claim a spot on
It's going to be the
terrain
same
tiles.
spot we're going to be fighting over.
That's right. I'm going to get there first.
You are.
So I think I'm going to send this rover here.
Okay.
2 tasks. The first task is going to be I'm just going to collect a steel.
Yeah.
And then the second task will be the terrain hex itself, which is going to gain me a battery. I'm going to gain an energy, and then I get to specialize. So I only have 1 last astronaut who can be specialized here. So I'm going to specialize this gray.
Again,
1.
she's using the ability of her building.
Yes.
Anytime
my
she
large
gains
building.
a battery,
I can specialize
she
on my
specializes.
astronauts. Because it's in the second column, I get 2 points.
There you go.
So slowly catching up there. Almost. All right, back to you.
That's good. Okay, first action. I think I'm going to go to this spot, seeing as I'm going to need a lot of food. I only have 1, 2, 3, and I have 4 mouths to feed. So we're going to send out this person over there, or those 2 people. The blue is going to go ahead and pick up a water, much needed. Thirsty. And then the gray is going to act on this spot. So I'm going to get myself 2 food.
2 food.
2 food. Doesn't feel that glorious. Not as glamorous as yours. But...
No, it's glorious.
Okay.
And you know what? Aren't you supposed to get a resource for doing that?
Yeah. Okay. So, yes, you are right. So anytime I take this action, which in the previous couple rounds ago, I'm supposed to get a resource. Oh man. Okay. I'll stick with this. What happened here?
Okay.
I probably wouldn't have wanted to do that, but that's okay. I will take.
Confuddled.
I'll take a water. Let's do it. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Oh gosh.
Could have used it.
Yeah, I could have.
All right.
Thanks for catching that.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to I'm going to recruit another astronaut.
Okay.
So this is going to require me to spend 2 energy because of my surcharge here. So I go down to 4, as well as a steel. And what do I do? I'm going to recruit a blue astronaut because there's a lot of water on the board right now.
There is, yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and recruit them. And that's it. I'm not going to specialize because it seems there are so many other ways for me to do that. So now it goes back to you.
Okay. So I'm going to spend or send this rover into this slot here.
Okay.
There is no polymer resource, but I'm going to use this ability. So next to however many buildings of mine that I'm next to, I get food. So I'm going to use its specialist ability to get 2 food.
Okay. 2 food.
Yeah, because these are my 2 buildings.
Right. There you go.
All right. And then for the last action, I'm going to actually take the action that's depicted here.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend 1 energy to go ahead and recruit or make somebody into a specialist.
Yes.
So I don't have to spend these costs here.
Yes. You spend
just
that.
to spend the 1 energy. So let's go ahead and do that. So spend that.
Uh-huh.
And unfortunately, it's going to have to be somebody that's already previously been deployed. I'm going to do it to the blue worker. That way I have 1 gray, 1 black, and then 1 blue.
Okay.
Or I can go score some points, actually. So I'm going to do the gray one instead, because as soon as I do that, I get 2 points.
Yes.
I'd rather get some points.
Okay.
Let's
So
go
now
and do that.
you're at 12.
Yeah.
It goes there.
All right.
Well, back to me. And unfortunately, I might have to waste an action.
Whoa.
Because I have a specialist here that I won't be able to use.
Okay.
Because I can go here to take these 3.
Sure.
So 2 for the
2
blue,
for the blue.
1 for the gray, and unfortunately I cannot use the action of the terrain tile or the specialist action.
Interesting.
So I will have to forgo that. That's that.
Okay. Okay, so I want to keep ahead of the achievements, and I think I can get 2 achievements on this 1 turn.
What?
So I am going to build a building. So, right, building a building is a thing.
You're gonna
And
build
then
your large.
also this one, yeah.
Okay.
So this cost 3 of my energy. So we're going to go down to from 4 to 1, 1 steel, and then also 1 polymer. So that goes out, and I'm just going to cover up this spot here on the left. I'm going to be able to place this out. So let me get the achievement for dropping that down.
You get both.
2 achievements, yeah.
There you go.
Again, because I'm in this slot there, so
Uh-huh.
1 and then covering up 1. Where can I place it?
Where would you like to go?
There's a lot of good places, but I think I just want to. I like this having a lot of batteries going to the next round. So
Okay.
let's go ahead and place that there. So I'm going to gain 1, plus I gain another 1.
There you go.
There you go. All right. So now it's back to you.
And by the way, we each have a capacity of 9
Uh-huh.
total energy, but if you exceed that, you'll just get 2 victory points. Well, I'm also going to build a building.
Okay.
And I'm going to build this one. So this one gives you an income of recruiting an astronaut plus 1 point.
Yeah.
So it's going to cost 3 energy. So this goes down to 1 and a steel.
300 in steel. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So that's going to go there. And
Ooh.
then this, I'm going to place, I think I'm going to place it here just to give some kind of variety. I'm going to activate this terrain tile, which gets me a resource, and I'm going to take water.
Water.
Because I built a building, I also get an achievement.
What?
So how many are you at, Naveen?
I'm
You
at
have 4? Oh, you one-upped me in that.
Yeah, I got to keep it going.
That's bad.
What are you doing with all this water, Monique?
Nothing. Oh, nothing.
That's 9 points, and it's in your best interest to get this thing cleared off.
Very observant you are.
All right, well, I'm glad you did that because this allows me to take this action here, which is huge for me. I built this building because I want all of my rovers to be next to each other. Okay, so there's a couple things that need to happen here. So let me take care of this astronaut first. So
Well, I think you have to do this first. It says when placing your rover.
okay.
So you just get 3 energy.
Okay, so I get 3 energy. So
Yeah.
that's good. So 2 goes up to 5.
Uh-huh.
Seems pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to use the benefit of the specialized gray. I'm next to 2 of my rovers, so I get 2 different resources. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take water and water for both of these. Yeah.
What are you?
You are hoarding water.
This game got real dirty, Naveen.
So the 2 water I'm going to get with the second action.
You're just usurping. You just stole it.
Usurping.
You weren't even thinking about it before.
I'm not.
Before I took that.
I'm thinking. So now with these 4 water, I'm going to contribute to this one right here, taking it. So here's the 4.
Oh, I cannot believe you.
Now you have
That
water,
is
though.
so terrible.
So that gets me 9 points.
Oh, that was nasty. You need to admit right now.
No, but you can still do this and still get 9 points, right? The 9 points is still there for you. It's just not
aggravating. I think I'm gonna have to send my rover here.
Ooh, okay. You could pick up 2 with that 1 specialist.
Well, with that specialist, I'm going to pick up 2 of the black polymer
Yeah.
resources. And then I think I'm going to use the blue astronaut to activate this tile.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go and switch planets. I'm working on yellow.
Yellow.
Yellow is the next most lucrative.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to complete this one. So it's
Ooh,
2.
This one.
Yeah,
The
2 polymer.
yeah.
And then I have to discard one of my laboratory tiles.
Which one do you choose?
So I'm going to choose this one.
Okay.
Because it is, it's not as good as that one for me, I think.
Yeah, it's worth 6
So I'm
points.
just going to toss it out. This is worth 6 points.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, right?
That's it,
So
yeah.
I just earned the 6 points immediately.
Yeah.
So this goes to 15.
Yes. Or what number are we on? 9?
9?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, I think I can pull off one more achievement while we are still getting achievements for buildings. So I have all this energy and I have a steel. So I'm going to spend 3 energy and 1 steel to get the same exact building out that Monique did. So 5 goes down to 2. There's my steel.
Nice.
And then I'm going to take this one and put it right over here. So because we're in this number 3, I get an achievement.
We're going to place that building.
This is a good one. So I have no stuff, so I could just put it on the periphery here to get more stuff, and I think I will.
Yeah, and you also want to consider when you have a black specialist, you want to be adjacent to your own buildings.
Yeah.
So if there's a spot that kind of makes that more lucrative.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put it right into the slot here, and I'm going to aim it towards that area there.
All right, what would you like?
I'm going to take...
If that's the terrain you are activating?
Yeah, I'm going to activate this way.
Okay.
And so I'm going to go ahead and take a steel. Let's get a steel.
Steel?
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
All right, thank you. All right,
Okay.
and I think that was it.
All right, so it goes back to me, and I think I'm going to recall my rovers.
Okay.
That was so heartbreaking.
You still
Truly.
you can still upgrade that spot.
I don't want to upgrade.
No,
I want to build.
Okay.
I'm a builder. I'm a constructor.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and recall these. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to collect my income. So you can do it in the order of your choosing is what I think
Totally.
it is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to build, I'm going to recruit an astronaut first.
Because the next one allows you to specialize. So if you have no spots for a specialist, then, yeah.
And also I want to spend the last energy. I have to spend an energy and a steel to do it.
Got it.
So I spend my last energy. Here's a steel. I'm going to recruit another gray. Oh, I feel like, is that the right thing to do? Gray? More gray?
Yeah. So you had to pay that because of your Cylon. Even though you get a free worker, because you're the Cylons, you still have to pay that energy and steel.
Right. I think I have a lot of gray. Let's go with another black astronaut. I'm going to put them in here.
You have one of each?
All,
We have one of each. 2 blue, 2 gray.
Two of each.
Nice. Or, I'm sorry, 2 of each. Yeah.
2 of each. I also get a point because it gives you a point as well.
Yep.
And then now I can specialize either a blue or the black astronaut.
And either one is going to get you 2 points because of the columns.
Right. I'm going to go with blue.
Okay.
So I'm going to put this in here. That's going to get me 2 points, like Naveen said. So 1, 2.
Yep.
Because of that. And I think that's all for these. So now I have full 6 energy. I don't have to feed anybody, but I do progress up here. And that doesn't need to get refilled. Now it's going to be every time I construct, I gain an achievement.
Okay.
So that's nice.
And then how many do we refill? Looks like 2?
Yes, 2.
Okay.
2 resources
All right,
per tile.
Let's go ahead and do that.
Okay, we are fully stocked. And now that I'm here, by the way, I can only recall my rovers 3 more times before the game ends. Because it's going to go 1, 2, and the 3rd time bumps me off. So I really need to do some things before we get to that point. So, okay, back to you.
So I'm going to have to feed for 1, 2, 3, 4. And then because I have this one, that makes it 5. And I have how much food? 5, 6, 7 coming. With this energy, I could technically hire a worker as my action.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to do that, though. I think I'm going to turn in the 2 energy as an anytime action to get more food.
Oh, okay.
1, 2. Let's just do that. 1 food.
There you go.
All right. Locked and loaded. All right. So that's an anytime action.
Yeah.
Now I will go ahead and recall. So we're going to bring these all back.
Very good.
1, 2, 3. And then now I get these benefits here. So let's go ahead and I'm going to get a resource of my choice. Let's take an alloy.
Is that?
Sorry, I mean polymer.
Okay.
Yeah, polymer, the black one.
There you go.
I don't know why I always say alloy for that one. And then I am going to get myself a worker. And let's get, I think I want a black one out there.
Okay.
So I'm going to plop them in here so that way these 2 are kind of cruising together.
I'm going to get you a point.
No, so the black one does not get me a point.
Oh, no, you're the income.
Oh, thank you
marker.
for that one. Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. And I kind of like the idea of having one specialist of each type. So with this, I'm going to get myself a blue specialist.
Okay.
So no points, no benefits unlocked by doing that, but maybe on the next one.
Very good.
So now I get my full energy up to 6, and then I get I have to feed for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's 1, 2 from this income.
Yep.
And then here's 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. So
Perfect.
That's it.
Very
Okay.
good.
So that
now
is
you move
everything.
forward.
I do.
And I believe that's it,
That's everything. Yeah.
right? Okay. So now it goes back to me, and I'm seeing that this space is free again.
Yeah.
Which I'm definitely going to go to. But the
love
question is, who am I going to send there? And I'm thinking it's going to be this rover. So I am going to, well, I have to assign them 2 tasks each.
Okay.
So let's start with the blue one.
Okay.
For the blue astronaut, I'm going to pick up a blue water
Sure.
cube, and then
Second
I'm going to
option.
activate the terrain tile.
Okay.
So that's going to be 1
Battery. Increase.
on energy, and then I'm going to specialize my last astronaut who's not specialized.
That gets
This.
you 2 points.
That'll get me the 2 points, which is
close
nice.
game.
1, 2. And then for the black astronaut, I'm going to activate their specialty.
Okay.
So for every building that surrounds me,
That's your
I
building?
get, yeah, that's my building. I get food. So it's going to be 2 food because I have 1, 2. Whoops. And then I
You have one more action.
have 1 more action, and I'm going to just pick up a resource.
And Monique would not be allowed to take this tile again,
Right.
even though they're both specialists.
Yes.
1 rover, 1 tile action.
Yes.
That
Back
was
to you.
good. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
That's good. You're locked and loaded. All right. I think I am going to want to get an achievement here.
Okay.
So I'm going to be as cheap as possible and do it as cheaply as possible. So I'm going to go onto the slot here with that particular individual. I'm going to pick up with the black specialist one of these alloys.
Okay.
And the second action is going to be to contribute to this one right here.
Which one?
The white. So
okay.
Steel and I say alloy.
Is
Polymer.
Steel.
And polymer.
Is alloy a type of steel?
Alloy is a type of metal. It's
a metal, for sure.
but polymer.
Okay.
And that is this one here. So
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and take that.
You can say gray and black.
Gray and black.
We always need to say the
Yes.
names for some reason, but
that's going to get me 4 points.
Okay.
And it's
1, 2,
also an
3,
achievement
4.
in our current section right now.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
That is 2 more away.
2 more
And then,
away. Are you going to help me, complete it?
Do I help you complete it, or do I jump ship?
do you say nay?
That is the question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I am going to jump missions
Okay.
for now.
Leaving.
The timing is tough. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have any steel, so I can't even make another astronaut. So I think I'm going to send this rover here.
Okay.
I get 2 tasks each. For the first task, for the first astronaut, the gray one, I'm going to take a steel.
Okay.
And for the black astronaut, I'm going to use both tasks, picking both of these up.
Okay.
But for the second task of the gray astronaut, I'm going to make an improvement on the white planet.
Oh, okay.
So I am going to do the original plan, which was the 4 water,
4
for
water.
the 9 points.
Yeah.
So here's 4 water. I'm improving
doing
that part.
This one right here.
Yes, my original plan. Naveen usurped me.
Yeah. It's worth 9
With-
points. You got it back.
So I did,
You're
and now that
winning.
can no longer be improved upon because it can only be improved upon once.
Yeah.
So 9 plus 20 is 29.
Mm.
In addition, I can spend 2 energy, which I will do, to take a special research action and take one of these. I'm going to take this one because this is tempting, but I don't want to have to spend an energy. Energy is my most difficult resource to hold on to at the moment.
Sure.
So I'm going to take this, and because I ditched the other one, I have space.
Yeah, you do.
So I'm going to go ahead and place this here. I'm going to activate this first, get a gray, a steel, and then I'm going to activate this and construct on the yellow planet.
Yeah, you don't want to help on white.
Yeah, and I'm going to
Okay.
construct well, actually, I can afford the 8-pointer. It is nice to hold back some of the polymer, so I'll do the top one. So it's 2 food,
2 food,
a
polymer, and a steel.
and a steel.
For 7 points.
Yeah, 7 points, and I have now. I'm working on
Monique,
that planet.
what are you doing?
So 39, but 30, so 36.
Mm,
Okay, I think that's it.
I think that was pretty good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Pretty good.
Back to you, Naveen.
I had a plan, and now it's all
Right.
after watching you. Okay, so I think I remember it. I'm going to put this rover, and I'm going to put it right there.
Okay.
Okay, so both are specializing, and we are going to do, the blue is going to pick up both of these blue.
Okay.
Water's nice.
Yes. So water is nice.
The gray is going to pick up one of the gray,
Okay.
And then,
would you like to do this? But before you decide that, actually, we have to
oh yeah,
slide this down.
which makes
It's going to
perfect
impact
sense.
your
Yeah,
decision.
we'll totally make it.
Okay.
So I will take this action here,
Okay.
which is going to cost me 1 energy.
Yep.
Okay, so 6 goes down to 5. And then I get to take one of these.
Yes.
And so seeing as I want to try to get this thing wrapped up ASAP,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to take this one right here. So
Okay.
this one I'm going to place, it doesn't cost me anything. So I'm going to place this here.
Okay.
I'm going to activate this one first. I'm just going to get myself 2 points.
Oh,
since
okay.
points are very
1, 2.
important.
There you go.
Then I'm going to activate this one. I'm going to contribute, because that is our achievements right now, to the white planet. And so I have 2 water and a food to
By the way, did I get my achievement for that?
I don't know.
I don't think so, right?
Well, you have 3 there,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure you did one of another. I'm pretty sure you didn't get it.
Okay.
I don't think you did.
Well, if I did, let me know. Even though Naveen is completely obliterating me
So
on
there's
achievements. Okay. So what is this for?
That is for this one.
Okay. So
It's
that's
going to get
be...
me 6 points plus an achievement.
Uh,
So now I for sure have the majority here. So it's definitely not in your interest to do this.
definitely not.
So I'll have to do that, which
Right.
which is not very good because
you
it's
have
going to
to-
cost me this, which is food.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a little bit
We'll see
tough
what
for you.
happens there.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
And that was everything. I think that was everything I was supposed to do.
Okay. Well, it goes back to me. I have some energy here. I'm trying to figure out what is the best plan.
Get some bang for your buck.
I'm going to recruit an astronaut.
Okay.
So that's going to cost me my 2 energy. So 1, 2, as well as a steel. So there's that. And I think I'm going to recruit a black astronaut
Okay. Get you 1 point.
into this last rover here.
You get a point.
I get a point. So
Again, the point
That's
comes
it.
from that slot right over there.
yes, I'm not specializing. It is back to you.
Okay, I think I found another way to get an achievement. So I think I'm going to do it.
Okay. I just have to say that if you are definitely going to win the achievement, this is only really just 1 point.
Well,
For you?
it's just to make
just
sure that it's like,
I mean, to get this achievement, it's going to be a lot of points.
it gets you
anyway,
points
so it's still
because by
good.
getting the achievement, you get points, right? Okay, so I'm going to send my last rover into this slot here.
Oh, you're killing me.
Were you going to go there?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So I get 3 total actions, 2 with the gray, 1 with the black.
Okay.
So the gray specialist is next to one of my spots here. So I'm going to take a blue water.
So you're using their specialist.
I'm using the specialist ability. So that's the first one there.
Okay.
So I'll take the blue. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a steel from here.
Okay.
All right. And then the third action I'm going to do is using the black astronaut to take the actual tile itself. So I'm going to be taking this particular one. So this says,
Constructing.
yeah, constructing this. This says destroy one of my buildings
Oh.
and spend a steel. This building here is fantastic. It gets you a point and a worker every round, but it costs me food and I have upkeep costs.
Okay.
I can't feed them all.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and oust that particular one right there. So I'm going to get rid of this.
Okay.
And then I get 6 points.
Okay.
Here's the steel.
Thank you.
And now
So
I'm
6 points.
Yep.
You're
so
at 40. There you go.
And with that, because we are still in section 4, I'm gonna take a 5 and give back 4.
Yeah.
Okay. 1,
Yeah,
2,
do I-
3, 4.
You need to make change. That's how
how
well achieved
good it
you
is.
are. How
Yes.
highly achieved. You've achieved a lot in your
I have
life.
an overachiever.
Yes, that's what it is.
Okay, and then that is gonna wrap that turn.
Well, unfortunately, I was going to go there.
Oof.
So that is a big problem for me now because I can't go there. I can't take
Do
any
the
other
things.
actions, really.
Okay.
But I think I'm going to have to go here,
Sure.
maybe, because
Okay.
I only have these 2 polymer resources.
Mhm.
So I do have 2 specialists in there, as well as one black astronaut who's not a specialist. So I'm going to use them to activate the tile. But first, let me do the other 2.
Okay.
So
You
for
can steal all the resources.
the blue astronaut has a specialist that will let me get energy for each enemy rover that I'm adjacent to. So I'm going to do
Enemy,
that.
wow.
So 1, 2,
Enemy.
energy. Yes, you are the enemy. You're definitely the enemy. You are the antagonist in this story.
Enemy.
How many times have you done
All
me
right,
dirty?
so that was 1 action.
Yes, that was 1. For the second action, for the blue astronaut, I'm going to take a water.
Mhm.
For the gray astronaut, are there 2? I'm going to take both of
Both,
these.
yeah.
And then for the black astronaut, I'm going to activate the tile, which allows me to spend an energy to... Is my only one? That one? That black
Yeah, which
one?
is interesting because you're going to get one passively for free
Yeah,
during your building because you have
that's
the same
right.
building.
So this is going to be... Actually, that's right. This is inefficient. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
I'm just going to lose out on that action because I'm not going to be able to utilize the specialist now anyway.
Yeah, you might as well have the energy.
I might as well have the energy. I would rather have the energy. Okay.
All right, all rovers are out, but I do need to feed 5 people. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So with my 1 water, we're gonna go ahead and develop a greenhouse.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna do 1 and 2. These 2 go out.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
And then I'm gonna take the freebie one.
Okay.
There we go.
Done?
For me, yep.
All right. So back to me. I am going to build a building. I'm going to build this one. So it's 4 energy. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
A blue and a gray.
Yep.
So there
it is.
there's that. I'm going to put
Ooh.
this out. Oh, I should have thought of that because I could have done this. Doing this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yes, because you get to activate the tile where the building goes. So if
Yeah.
you put the building here, you get to activate the tile.
I should have thought of that, but I didn't.
Mm.
You know what? I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to go here.
Okay.
And I'm going to activate this terrain tile to construct on red.
Okay.
Because I don't have a red mission tile, and I definitely want at least one, you know? So I'm going to construct that one at the top left-hand corner.
This one.
It requires me to get rid of a gray specialist.
This is good.
So
This is good.
I'm going to get rid of this one, I
Because
guess?
it's going to come back
It's
to
gonna
you
come back to
populated
me.
with your building.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
So getting rid of the gray specialist. This is going to get me 5 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my goodness, we're so close.
Close game.
And I get an achievement.
You do.
I'm going to turn all of these in
What
for
an
a 5.
achiever.
Why, thank you. There's that. That's it. So now it goes back to you.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Well, I have all this energy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's anytime action spend down for intervals of 2. So I'm going to go down from 5 to 1 to get 2 food.
Okay.
Food's good.
There you go.
All right.
And then?
So I think I have enough food to hire a worker.
Okay.
So because I'm going to get 3, and then I have 4, 5, 6, 7, and I have how many workers out there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I get a 6, that's fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and spend this last energy to get myself another worker.
Okay.
And I'll take the gray one. I'll pop this one off, and I'm just going to stick it into this one so that way we have 2 workers going around all together.
Very good.
I do get 1 point for showing that, and there we go. It's really close.
All right, back to me. I am going to recall.
You leaving?
I keep recalling first, but I guess maybe that's a good thing. That is a good thing.
Yeah, you get
So
dibs.
1, 2, and 3. I kept a steel and an energy so that I can get another worker.
Yeah.
So let's do that now. There's the energy. Here's the steel. And I only have space for 2 more workers here.
And so this is for the building. So I'm going to already get you your point so we don't forget. That's very easy to forget.
Oh, for this one
Yeah.
here. Thank you. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the last
The achievement
black
pressure
worker,
on me.
And, ooh, let's put them in here.
It's a hard decision.
It is a hard decision. Take an achievement.
You do. 6
I
to 8 on achievements. I
Yes,
think it's good
getting
that I
close.
did those things. Yeah.
get a specialist.
You do.
So let's get the gray that I had to,
Another
to
achievement.
discard. Yeah, that is another achievement because now I've entered the 3rd column here.
Oh boy.
So it's an achievement and 2 points. I have 2 points,
Yeah.
please. I also get a foundation
Mm-hmm.
so that now I can,
Which can get
I
you
can
another
build out
achievement in the
more.
future. So
Yes.
I'm glad I'm competing.
and
now.
that's 2 points,
2 points.
please.
1, 2.
All right, I think that's it. So let's go ahead and max this out.
I must
I
achieve.
don't have to feed, but I do have to progress here.
Okay.
Let's refill this. And then we're going to refill with 1 resource
Everyone.
on each tile. All right, we are now completely refilled, and we actually have to
Slide those
slide
down.
this down. So that is that.
Mm-hmm.
Back to you, Naveen.
All right. I think I've gone to the max of what I can do with
Okay.
what I have, so I have to recall now.
Oh, you're recalling.
So we're coming back. 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Okay, so I get a specialist of my choice
Mm-hmm.
and a resource of my choice. So let's get a gray specialist. It's that way I can stay ahead of the
Achievement
achievement.
game.
So there you go.
There you go. You also
1,
get
2
2
points.
victory points.
2.
What resource?
Let's go with steel.
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 There you go.
All right, so I'll take that.
Okay. Max out your energy.
Max
and
out
feed
energy.
your people.
Feed my people. So I get 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
How many people do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3,
So 3.
4, 5, 6.
Very good. You're
There
doing
they
pretty
go.
well with the feeding game.
Trying to keep them alive. You don't
Okay.
have to feed. It's
I
nice.
know, it is nice. So you progress up this way as well.
I do, yeah.
And that's it. So it's back to me.
Yep.
And this spot is empty again.
Every
Do I
time.
keep going there? That's the question.
Is it worth
Do
it?
I keep going there? But I don't think I'm going to go there this time. I think I'm going to send this rover here. So 4 tasks. The black astronaut, the first task is going to be its specialist task.
Okay.
So for every building I am adjacent to that belongs to me, I get food. So that's
3
food. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
I will also pick up the black cube.
Okay.
All right. So now for the blue astronaut, the first one is going to be a blue cube, and the second one is going to be the tile.
Okay.
So this is going to, I'm going to do an improvement, I think,
Improvement.
on the yellow planet.
On the yellow one?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to do the upper left-hand corner.
This one?
Yes, I have to get rid of a black
specialist.
specialist, and I'm just going to do this one because I already used
All right.
their ability.
So your cube is going to go onto this. You're going to get 5 points.
Yeah. So can I have 5 points, please?
Sure. And then you are going to go from 47 to, what is that, 42? Or 52?
52. So I get
Into a
my
50 slot.
plus 50 chit, and I'm going to put it in my player board to know that it's 52.
Would you like to do this research?
Absolutely. So it's going to cost me 2 energy, and now I can take any of those 6. Ah,
It is going to cost you an extra energy, though, unfortunately.
to do any of it.
To any of them, yeah.
Right. I'm going to take this one because it's for every specialist. It's a point, but you have to spend an energy to activate it. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. There's also this one. This will get 6 points.
6 points, yeah.
That's just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Let's do that. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to place it here because you can put it in any available spot.
Yep.
And that's going to get me an achievement for going there.
Oh, it's 9 to 8 on achievements. This is a bit, it's 16 points. It's massive.
Okay, this gets filled in immediately. Because I did this, I also get to activate the column.
You have to, did you spend the
Not yet.
the energy?
So I will spend it now. I'm spending the energy to activate this, which gets me 2 points for each improvement
You have
that
6
I
of
made.
them. 6 total. 2, 4, 6.
Yeah.
So you're going to go to 58. I'm falling behind.
And then I'm going to take this action, which lets me construct.
Are you going to construct and help me here?
No, I'm going to construct on yellow.
Okay.
So I did this specifically so that I can do the,
This one?
yeah.
All
So
right.
it's 3 polymer and 1 food.
Yes.
There's the food.
And that's going to get you 8 points.
So 8 points.
Yikes.
What is this? 8.
You're going to go to 16. So that's 66.
Yeah.
66, 43.
Okay. Done.
Anything else you'd like to do?
No, that was very. I will admit
That's
that was
satisfying.
That felt.
Good.
There's a lot of satisfaction in
Yeah.
that action, being able to synergize that.
Yikes.
And I think at the end of the day, that's what this game is all about, right?
Yeah.
So
Let's see if
Go
I can
ahead.
do something. So before I get snaked, I think I'm going to spend 2 of these. 1
Okay.
and 2 to get myself 1 food.
1 food. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Well, I think I want to satisfy this right here so I can secure these points.
Okay.
So how do I do that? I got to go to a spot that has a red.
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and take this rover. We're going
Okay.
to go there. So I have 2 actions with black. So I'm going to take the 2 black.
Mm-hmm.
2 actions with gray. One of them is going to be take the gray. And then the last one is going to be taking care of this red
Okay.
here.
Are you gonna construct or?
I'm going to construct this one. So 2 food,
Okay.
2 steel, and that goes out.
Okay.
So there you go.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm going to get myself 7 points.
Yep.
So where are we at? 43 goes to 50. So I get my little token.
Yeah.
And then
Very good.
I have the majority of the reds.
Yes.
Which
So
is
now,
nice.
now that all of the ship tiles have been built, we can no longer build on this. We can't improve upon it. It is launching.
It's launching.
So whoever has a majority in red gets 9 points, which I think is you.
It's me. Yeah, I finished it off. So we're going to get to 59. You're in second. So
I'm in second because I have 1, and this is not it is not counting improvements, just the part tiles.
Right.
So I get 3 points. 1, 2, 3.
So it was a 6 positive, and then this is going to now flip over
Yeah.
like that. So it's like blast off.
That's it. The game is almost over.
Yeah.
Because once those 2 tiles flip, that
would
will
be it.
end the game.
Yeah.
Actually, which is interesting because neither of us have built any of these
No.
endgame scoring
No,
tiles.
we have not.
So that is one of the, that definitely decides the timing of the game, the tempo, right?
Yep.
I'm going to take a wildly inefficient action because I'm seeing an opportunity.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and send, do I send them? That crew? I guess I'm going to send this crew over here. For the blue and the gray, I'm just going to take these two.
Okay.
I'm basically just going to take 3 actions, and I'm going to activate the tile.
Interesting. Okay.
So I'm going to start by doing an improvement on the top left-hand corner. Yeah,
Here?
right there.
Okay.
So that's a blue specialist I have
Blue
to get rid of,
specialist
right?
has to go
So let's
bye-bye.
get rid of this one.
You get 5 points.
Yes, that's going to be 5 points. Here's a cube.
Funny because I'm the workers and it wants me to do these kind of improvements.
You're not doing it.
I mean,
1, 2,
I'd like
3,
to.
4, 5. I'm just kidding. Okay, I will spend the 2 energy, 1, 2, to take one of these, and I think I'm going to take this one because it's the only one that doesn't cost energy. I'm going to plop it here to gain an energy. So I activated that. I'm going to activate this, spending an energy to take 2 points for each of those.
8
2, 4, 6, 8.
Yeah, it's good
So,
synergy.
8 plus 24,
32.
so 32. And then finally, I'm going to construct that
doing this
last tile over there on yellow.
Yep.
So it's a blue and a gray, right? Water and steel. And that's going to be
4 points.
4 points. But I think this is uncontested. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I'm
4.
not on that.
So that we've completely removed all the tiles in yellow.
Yikes.
And so yeah, I have all 4, right? So
You do. I don't have any.
So this
It's all you.
launches.
It's all you. You get 12.
I'm gonna get 12 points for that.
Oh boy, gosh.
So,
1, 2. So
48?
48. Gosh.
Okay, that's it. The game is almost over because as soon as that last tile is taken,
It's
the
in my
game
interest to do it,
will
but then
end.
like
if you don't do it, I can continue to improve upon those ship parts.
Yeah, I
That's the
know.
thing. And there's this.
Stinks.
One of those things, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So back to you.
I want to get more points.
I mean, you, for what it's worth, you're probably going to take me on these,
Yeah.
on the achievements. So, and the thing is, if we end the game by doing the progress track, nobody gets those 15 and 5 points. That 10-point swing is eliminated.
I'm aware. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and send this rover
Okay.
into this slot there.
Okay.
So with the blue, I'm gonna pick up a blue. With the gray, I'm gonna pick up the gray, and I think I'm gonna have a wasted turn here, unfortunately. But
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and spend one of the other ones to flip this up, which is an achievement in this particular area. Anytime you upgrade this,
There you
it's an
go.
achievement. So I'll take that.
Very good.
And then with the 4th action, I cannot take one of these blacks, so unfortunately that's it.
Okay, I'm going to go here. And then, let's see. Starting with the black specialist, I'm going to take the 2 food.
Okay.
So there's that. So that was one of the actions, one of the tasks for this, right?
Okay. Yep.
The next task for that specific astronaut is going to be activating the terrain tile.
Okay.
So I'm taking, increasing my energy, and then I gain 1. I also get a specialist.
Enough.
So I'm going to take this specialist. It's just the black backpack one. Oh, and I get to do that one now. 2 points. Can I have 2 points, please?
Yeah.
So that goes to
100.
100. So I'm going to flip this over, and I get an achievement because it was the 3rd column. So
How many
there's
achievements
that.
do you have? 9?
Yeah. And you know what? Since it's a little bit unclear as to whether I actually get to use this specialist benefit, I just won't.
Okay. Yeah.
So I did this one completely. This is just a regular black astronaut then. I'm just going to take a polymer with that one. Okay. With the gray astronaut, I'm going to take the gray resource here.
Okay.
And then for the second task, I'm going to use its special action. I'm adjacent to one of my own rovers. So I'm going to take another gray. Because there was no other one on the terrain tile itself. All right, that is me.
Oh, okay. So based off of everything you've grabbed, I was going to work towards something, but you're going to beat me to it. So I think I have to end it to stop the bleeding.
You're going to end the game?
I have to stop the bleeding because right now I'm winning on achievements.
How many do you have?
I have 10.
I have 5,
So that means
6,
I'm going to
7,
get
8,
16
9.
points out of that.
Yes.
But you're going to get 6 from having the most of the improvements out there. So it's really only a 10-point But you're going to take this tile. You have everything you need to take it.
Yeah, I was shopping. My astronauts worked so hard.
I was going to go here, gather the stuff, and then as my next action, take that tile, literally that tile.
This tile is worth so much.
It's worth way too much for you.
3 points for each of these.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18 points.
Yeah. It would be worth 15 to me. So I got to end it here because I don't think there's any way I can claw my way back. You have way too many actions every time you take an action. So
how are you going to end it?
I think I can just build a building.
Wait, what building? Because that costs
these
water.
buildings cost water, and that's going to cost water. Okay. There's a different way.
Plan B?
There's just a different way than that. It's kind of a convoluted way that I'm going to try to make it work. Okay. So I need this tile. This tile will give me the ability to go there without spending the water to construct one of these buildings.
Okay.
So I'm going to take this action here, which requires me to spend a steel, a polymer, and an energy.
You're going to get a foundation.
To get a foundation. So I'll take a foundation. So it's going to be this one.
Okay.
So it's going to plop in right over there.
Okay.
And then as an and action, because you can do both of these, I'm going to spend this polymer.
Yep.
To take that one that I just kind of pointed out right here.
Okay.
Which is going to cost me an energy.
To use it. Well, where are you going to put it first?
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm going to put it here.
So you get an achievement?
I do get an achievement.
There you go.
Because it's that. And then now it's going to cost me an energy.
Okay.
So,
well, do you want to do this first? We might forget.
Yeah, let me. So I'm going to activate everything in this column. So I'm going to get 2 points.
Okay.
1,
Perfect.
2.
And then you already spent the energy to activate this.
I did, yeah.
So you can
So then the last thing is I'm going to construct this one. It's going to cost me 1 water, the 1 water I have.
Yep.
Plus one of these 2 double up.
Greenhouse.
Greenhouse, yeah. So, sorry.
Lost for words.
Lost for words. So there goes that.
You did it.
I did it. I couldn't let you get this. It was just going to get even worse.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
That would have been grand.
It would have been grand.
It would have been my second largest building right there.
This gets me 7 points. That's kind of nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right.
And then because this is completed, this is going to launch. I have the most white, so I get 15 and you get 5.
Yes, because I have 1.
Yeah.
So what is this? 18 plus 15?
33. Yeah.
And can I have 5, please?
And then you get 5. I don't think there was a way for me to inch my way back. I think had you taken that, it would have just gotten worse and worse.
And I believe that's it, because all 3 missions have launched, and I was a person who started the game.
Player, yeah.
So everybody just finishes out until we have equal number of turns, and that we have. So shall we go into endgame scoring?
Yes.
All right.
All right.
So first things first, we are going to see who has the most number of achievements. I believe that is you, Naveen.
So I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I have 9.
Okay. So we also score the points from the achievements themselves, right?
Yes. Well, let's get your points here first. So you get 16. So you're over here.
Okay. So 33 to 39 to 49. Okay. There
49. There's no second place in a second player game, unfortunately. In a 2-player game, sorry. You can go ahead and just score these now.
So 11. So that's going to get me to 110.
Yep, and you get to flip over yours.
I do.
I have 5, 6, 7. What? How much did I say? 9?
You have 9. Yeah.
So 9 plus 5. Is that 14?
14. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. We're real close.
Not good.
Whoever has the most number of improvements. So I built 4. I've improved. I'm an improver.
So you got 6.
I got 6. So to 20. Every 2 resources. Oh.
So I'm going to turn in my 2 to represent 1 food, and then I would have 1 food and 1 steel to get 1 point.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah. 1, 2.
So just 1 point.
Well, I have even number here, so there's no point in me turning that in. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 4 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then each large building tile, which we've already
done.
We've already gone over, and neither of us have built any of them.
Essentially these ones right here. Yeah.
This was going to be mine. It was going to be glorious.
That would have been an extra what?
18 points. Would have been great.
Way.
18 minus 4 though, because I wouldn't have had these resources anymore. But that's it. That is the end of the game.
Yeah.
So final scores were Naveen with 111 to me with 124.
Yeah.
That's it.
Nice. Well done.
Good job. We are going.
I thought I had it, honestly. And then, like, everybody was so specialized and you had so many workers that it was just like,
the Cylons.
Too many actions.
The Cylons live on.
Yeah, that's good.
Humankind, the workers, humankind is all gone.
Yeah.
The Cylons will move on. So anyway, that is it. That was From the Moon. As you can see, there's a lot of moving parts. but also not at the same time.
Yeah,
right?
Pretty straightforward once you kind of understand the rule set.
You're trying to just be the most efficient while trying to utilize the terrain of the moon. It is quite thematic, as you can see, to try to build something up by the end of the game.
Yeah,
a lot of things to consider.
Workers out there, you want to make sure that they all are able to do stuff when you actually put them out. Again, this is a prototype copy, so components as well as some of the rules and some of the tweaks might be there. So just be aware of that.
All are subject to change.
Yeah. So if you have any questions about anything you saw here, feel free to leave them in the comments down below, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as we can. The campaign will be live on March 7th, so there is a link in the description, so you can check that out at your own leisure. And thank you all so much for watching the video. We hope it was helpful. If you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, please consider subscribing.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.